Welcome to Onslow County Today. I'm your host, Lisa Whitman-Grice, and today we are coming to you from the Executive Terminal at the Albert J. Ellis OAJ Airport. This is a beautiful facility, and joining us today for our conversation will be Lacey Brown from Onslow County Cooperative Extension. We'll also chat with Melissa Baina from Onslow County Animal Services. Our host, Mitch Sprunger, will talk to us about expansion ideas and plans for the Albert J. Ellis Airport, OAJ. We'll also chat with Taylor Kirkland about senior games. We'll talk with Jeffrey Brown from Onslow County Department of Social Services about one church, one family. And finally, we'll talk with Tori Parks from the Onslow County Public Libraries about all the serene and soundful spring events they have coming up at our public libraries. As always, we're so glad to have you for Onslow County Today. Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us now is Lacey Brown, Agriculture Program Assistant with Cooperative Extension. Lacey, we're so glad you're here.
Thank you for having me.
Well, springtime is here, and one of our spring traditions is the Bucket Brigade program that you all host at Cooperative Extension. We want to talk about what that program is, who it serves in the community partners that you have, and ultimately, what are some of the vision for why this was created. So the first thing I'd love for you to describe is what is Bucket Brigade and when will it be hosted this year?
Yeah, so we have our Bucket Brigade coming up. It's actually going to be on March 22nd from 9 to 1 o'clock at our farmers market, 4024 Richlands Highway. For those that want to participate, it's open to anyone in the community. They can come participate. Totally free of cost. So we're going to have a bunch of different community partners come out from around the county with different booths for different basically events in the community as well.
Okay.
But really what it's all about is supporting anyone who wishes to come, and they'll get to take home a grow bucket from our Cooperative Extension office and our Extension Master Gardener volunteers.
Well, let's talk about these grow buckets, because these are serving as sort of starter gardens. Explain how that's going to be put together for those of us who are not master gardeners and might need a little bit of extra help, a little guidance. Let's explain what is this grow bucket that people will be receiving and how does it support the community?
Yeah, so ultimately it's a very small fabric bucket that they'll get to take home, and we walk you through every step of putting it together at the actual event. They get their own soil, they get some transplant starts. This time it'll be leafy greens, so lettuce plants that they get to take home. And then we talk about fertilizing, watering, kind of the requirements for your grow bucket, and then you get to take it home with you and for your family.
What a great idea. And what a great introduction to home gardening and food production at home. I mean, a lot of us haven't grown up with that tradition. And so understanding getting the right soil, right? It's not just any potting soil. And, I've had extension folks remind me there's a big difference between soil and dirt, right? So the right kind of soil and then the right kind of plants that will grow in our environment. And then the hard part, taking care of it, keeping it alive, helping it flourish. You're going to help us do all that?
Yes, we'll walk you through every step. And our Extension Master Gardener volunteers are great at that too. They're very knowledgeable and they're happy to help at the event as well. So,
Lisa, as someone who's done this a long time, and talk about the difference and what it means to grow your own food and be able to harvest that and feed your family.
So ultimately, part of the event too is trying to encourage healthy eating at home. And when you grow your own food, it's almost a more valued, appreciative feeling when you grow your own food from home. And the cool thing about the grow buckets is they're very small, so depending on where you live, whether that's an apartment or you live in a bigger home, you can fit it in a smaller place, even if you only have like a balcony or a small backyard. That's one of the best parts about the grow buckets.
So like how to get started with a little balcony or patio garden.
Yeah.
And just those first steps. And then, then it just takes off. Then you just want to do, once you see it work, you just want to grow more and more. Now you have had a lot of community partners step forward who are helping with this. Talk a little bit about who's been assisting and who we might meet that day.
Yeah, the last couple of bucket brigades, we've had different organizations such as Salvation Army. We actually had White Oak High School students who helped start our transplants, which is really cool that they got to be a part of it as well. And they've come help at our other events too. This time I think we're going to have the library, we're going to have a couple of the different county organizations come participate too and have different tables there. We've also held small cooking classes there too from our cooperative extension office as well. So we're really excited about that.
Well, it is this community village, all of us coming together and sharing what we do and being there for the community. And what a great way to welcome springtime to our community. Lacey, the other thing is this introduces people to the farmers market, which we know will be opening soon for the spring. Tell us a little bit about the dates for that and what's going to be offered.
Yeah, so the farmers market is usually available throughout the spring and into the summertime and into the fall. We actually have our winter market open right now. I don't know the date in March off the top of my head that it's open, but it is available to the community as well with local grown foods, which we try to encourage people in the community to come out and enjoy that too.
Fantastic. Well, last thing, we want to make sure people know how to find out more. So tell us your main telephone number and how to get to you all via social media or your website.
Yeah, so you can find us online if you look up NC Cooperative Extension Onslow County Center, and we have our address on there, which is 234 Northwest Corridor Boulevard at our Government Center. And if you need to reach out to us, all of our contact information is on there as well.
Fantastic. Well, Lacey, thank you for being here. We are looking forward to this year's Bucket Brigade. Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us now is Melissa Bainey with Onslow County Animal Services and a special friend,
Holly.
This is Holly. Melissa, you are the placement coordinator with Animal Services, and that's not just for adoptions, but also the foster program that you all have. And I don't know that everybody is familiar with this, which offers so many different kinds of opportunities rather than, if you can't make that full-time commitment to adoption, there are so many other ways to assist you all and our furry friends here in Onslow County. So let's talk about the foster program.
Yes. So foster program is at a lull, dare I say it right now.
Okay.
Miss Holly is the last of our foster babies.
Oh, she's looking around.
We are gearing up heavily though for kitten season. It is spring. It is coming. So we are right now recruiting. That is both fosters, folks that are interested in donating to those fosters. Supplies are never-ending requests. We also, in our downtime, we have dogs as well at the shelter that are always looking for a weekend out, a holiday vacation, take them out for a week, take them hiking, take them overnight, take them for a pup cup. All of the above. We appreciate it all.
Well, let's begin with our, because we do know it's kitten season.
Yes.
And we've recently had a conversation about your trap, neuter, and release program, but there's still, as we know, springtime especially, and oftentimes those kittens who come to you all have not yet weaned, right?
Yeah.
And so they need a little extra special love. Talk about the training that you all provide. If we're going to take home a litter of kittens and assist, especially if mama is not there, the fostering of those kittens needs, like Holly here, need a little extra attention. Talk about what that means.
So we have kittens that come in day old with umbilical cord still attached. We have kittens that come in only needing a week before they're 8 weeks and can go up for adoption. Depending on if we have mom or not, there's obviously different avenues, different foster requests. Little neonates between the ages of 0 days and 4 weeks are considered our bottle babies. These are ones that you're going to get up every 2 to 3 hours, round the clock.
Just like a real baby.
Exactly like a real baby. So if you are empty nesters and you want that baby, I got you. It is round the clock care, but they're easy. You know, you feed them, they go to the bathroom, they go back to bed. They just need you to feed them. And then we have the fun stage, my favorite stage, the slurry babies. So at 4 weeks, we are transitioning off of those bottles and onto food, and they are messy and they're exploring and they're running around, and it's great. It's great. And then, you know, then we just get them to 8 weeks and adopted. Now, if they have moms with, that is a blessing, because moms, majority of the time, will do all of the work. You take care of mom, she takes care of babies.
Gotcha.
But moms are protective, so there's another corridor that we have to kind of go through to make sure they have their own separate space so they're not stressed and they have the ability to do what mamas need to do.
What mamas need to do. You know, and this idea of just getting them to that point where they can be adopted out. You play a vital role also in that socialization as the foster as well, right?
With your children, your dogs, your other cats, handling. Handling is a must. Clearly,
we can see
Holly has been handled.
Yes,
she is well socialized. We get kittens in a little later in age, you know, closer to that 7-8 weeks. If they are coming off the street, they've been fighting for their life. They are the ones that desperately need that one-on-one handling socialization.
Now, you talked about also the idea of the sort of respite program that you offer, the fostering program from the shelter, that you can come to the shelter. You have those pups those dogs who just need some time themselves before they're adopted, who want just that little extra attention. You all are phenomenal. Your volunteers are awesome.
They are.
But the idea of being able to take them out, take them to the beach for, you know, a stroll, take them on a hike in our beautiful woodland areas. Talk a little bit about how that process works.
Yes. Super simple. Mostly we focus on weekends. You know, we don't have the public coming in to greet the dogs during the week. The volunteers aren't there as much on the weekends. So check a dog out for the weekend, take them home, take them overnight for a slumber party. We supply the bowls, the foods, the blankets, the crates, anything, leash, collar, anything that this dog is gonna need for his weekend or week out adventure. We have noticed that, especially our long-term dogs, once they get out for even 24 hours, even a day, they come back mentally recharged, ready to go all over again. It's a beautiful thing. Like, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, how do we apply? Because, you know, we want to make sure that the homes that these guys are going to, there's a screening process, I'm sure.
There is. We do keep it simple.
Okay.
Because we encourage everybody to at least try once. And if we have too many hurdles and obstacles to jump through, then we're not seeing our fosters apply, you know. Okay. So you go to our website at onslowcountync.gov/animal services. There's a little tab that says, how can we help? It's a easy fillable online form that reaches out to me. I reach back out to you with some requests, you know, basic things about vaccinating, how to prep your home, and then you come meet a dog.
Well,
it's easy.
Well, what a beautiful program. This is a sweetheart. We are tickled that you have brought Holly to be with us today. And we are so excited that there's this option for folks to have their life enriched, make a difference in the life of one of our furry family members, and help you all out at Animal Services. Thank you, Melissa, for what you do.
I do just want to add on real quick if I can.
Yes, please.
If you cannot foster, it is not for everybody, and that's okay. Donations. We rely heavily on donations, and with our kitten season quickly approaching, the kitten replacer milk, the warming discs, the canned kitten food, help. help.
Holly's friends will appreciate it.
They will, absolutely. Save some lives.
Well, Melissa, thank you. Thank you for all that you do. And Holly, thank you for being here today. We appreciate it so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and our host today at this beautiful location, Mitch Sprunger, who is the director of our Albert J. Ellis Airport. OAJ has rolled out the red carpet today for us. Mitch, this is beautiful. Tell us where we are.
Yeah, so happy to bring you here. This is our executive terminal. So most of our traveling public may not be aware that we have this. This is on the back side of the airport. So when you pull up curbside at the front of the terminal, normally when you exit, you would pull out, take a left. In this case, you take a right.
Okay.
And then we go to the back side of the airport past the control tower. And here we are in this executive building. So this is for our general aviation and corporate tenants out at OAJ.
So we want to explain, people may not realize that what an offering and opportunity here at OAJ. We think about the traditional flights that we all take, commercial flights coming hither and yon. But this is, you said, for your corporate partners, corporate clients, general aviation. What does that mean? I mean, there are a lot of smaller prop planes out here. These are personal private vehicles?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, they are. There's private aircraft out here, corporate business jets coming in and out of here. We also have a helicopter service based out of here for air medical.
Okay.
So yes, I mean, this is we're in the lobby area, so this is a place of commerce. And we lease this building to Skyport Aviation, and they run what's called a fixed-based operation. So they house aircraft, they maintain aircraft, and then they also subcontract with a flight school out here named Homefield Aviation. So if anyone's interested in flight lessons, this is the place to be.
That is the thought that we have, a flight school, for all those, I think about all those kids who sort of admire the idea of, these early pilots, the Amelia Earhart adventurous spirit, that the Wright brothers, like, I'm going to do that, right?
Yeah.
And so this is the place where you can begin that journey.
Yeah, it is. You can get your pilot's license out here, and if that's something you're interested in, even as a teenager, I would encourage you to come out here. This is an open public space. They'll talk to you about flight lessons. They'll introduce you to the aircraft. And you can do an intro flight at a discounted price. So
what a great I mean, again, that's why we're here, right? To share these stories. Now, as you said, you also have corporate flights that fly in and out as well. These are associated primarily with local businesses?
It's a mixture. Local businesses and people coming and going to our county, visiting our beaches, and family and friends living here. And
who have their own aircraft.
Correct.
Have their own aircraft.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, there is a lot going on. We've been looking at this beautiful space, and before we were on camera, you were pointing out some big new additions that are going up, big construction projects coming up as well. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, this summer, there's definitely going to be some changes. We're doing a lot of designs right now. There's three big ones. Coming into the airport, there will be a new maintenance and storage facility adjacent to our fire station. Should be about 9,000 square feet.
Oh, wow.
Yes, it's a replacement for a facility that when we developed the new building, some of our storage went away. So we've been in need of it, especially with these recent ice events. It would have been beneficial.
Right.
But yeah, that should start construction in May.
Okay.
It should take about 9 months. In addition to that, close to where we're located right now on the back side of this building, we will be doing our general aviation development. So we will be building 2 new what we call T hangars, and that will be able to house 18 more based aircraft out here.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's really exciting for us to offer that. We have a pretty large waiting list for people that want to base their aircraft out here.
Okay.
So it'll build the T hangars, it'll add some taxiway pavement and some sites that we can develop more hangars for aircraft storage in the future. And then the third one, and the big one, is the highway relocation and runway extension, which both of those designs are at about 75% right now.
Oh my gosh.
So we're anticipating to start those this summer right now is our projection. A lot of planning involved in that one. That's a big project.
What a moment
It is.
for you to be here at our OAJ. And you know, you all are just a few years out from your big 50th anniversary, and how far it has come since what, 72. So imagining now, you know, 53 years later, what's happening? It's, you know, we wonder if Mr. Ellis himself could have imagined, right, all of these significant changes. Talk a little bit about what that means, though, for the Onslow County economy. We're such a rapidly growing place. We're thinking always toward the future, and that's what you all are doing as well.
I mean, that's what it's all about, really. Everything we're talking about is just enhancing the quality of life for people in Onslow County. So with the based aircraft, with the improvements to the runway, we'll be able to present ourselves to people to base their aircraft out here, but then also house new businesses. And that's tax revenue, that's economic output, and all of that leads to, like I said before, just enhancing our quality of life. And I think it's just perfect timing with everything that we have going on right now in the county, this new strategic planning, these initiatives to redevelop out here. It's just exciting that OAJ can be a part of that and assist us in making this county grow.
Well, it will, and as the county grows, the services and opportunities that we have here at our airport, you know, it's what we always say, we want to fly local. You want to use this incredible resource. Now, for those of us who are excited and ready because the weather has warmed up, we're ready for some travel, we always want to check in with you about travel planning, and especially with spring break and the spring holidays coming up. What do we want to remember?
I would say first thing is book now. Look at the ticket prices now. I think if you get a month and a half to 2 months out on your bookings, you're going to get the best prices.
Very good.
You're going to get prices that are very, very highly competitive, or better prices than some of the other airports you may consider, which is exciting. And then always, and I think I mentioned this to you before, when you come out here, check with your airlines, check their policies, what their carry-on policies are. If you're not familiar with flying, go to tsa.gov, look in their check-in policies and what you can and can't take on an aircraft. That's going to make your experience so much smoother. And then you'll be flying into either Atlanta or Charlotte, Delta or American out of OAJ. Get to know that hub as well, the orientation of those and how much layover you have. I mean, if you want to get some food here or there, have it all planned out. It'll make your travels a lot more comfortable.
I have to brag on you for just a second. My daughter flew in, she had to stop in Charlotte, and while she was waiting to catch her connecting flight, there were people in the terminal there talking about how different OAJ was from when they used to fly in.
It's great.
Like she was eavesdropping a little bit, but hearing folks talk about the difference in that experience and how much it has grown. So I just had to let you know the people are talking about you all.
That's awesome.
And how great it is to fly here. The other thing is, we cannot leave our conversation without talking about your awesome team right there at the terminal, from everybody who works in the airport to keep it beautiful, keep it clean, keep it running smoothly. Talk a little bit about your team and what that means.
Yeah, we do have an awesome team out here. Similar to this building, most of our travelers experience what we have in the terminal, which we have a great team in there, keeping it clean, keeping it maintained. But in addition to that, it's not just the terminal building. A lot of those folks also maintain and oversee our airfield. We have a set of standards out here with the FAA and the TSA that we have to abide by. So we have a full-time operations and firefighting team. We have a police force out here. And really, ultimately, what it's all about, it's about the compliance, but it's that customer service, like what you're talking about, that experience at OAJ. We want you coming back. We want you to fly out of here. So.
Well, it is well worth it. It is a wonderful experience. The customer service, as you said, is extraordinary. And you've got your eye to the future and continuing to grow that experience for folks. Mitch, any last words that you'd leave folks with about why it's so important to come here to OAJ when they plan their next trip?
It's so important because, like I mentioned, it improves our quality of life, but it gives us the opportunity to grow. I mean, I hear so many times, when are we going to get new airlines, more flights? The key to doing that is staying here, flying locally. If we can capture that traffic here, we will get more, and that's what we need to promote to our citizens here. And come out and enjoy the experience. It's so convenient. You get all of the big airport amenities right here, and it's really competitive in pricing.
Oh, absolutely. Well, Mitch, thank you. Thank you for this beautiful location and having us here today. And we look forward to our next trip.
Thank you. My pleasure having you.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us is one of our favorite friends, Taylor Kirkland from Onslow County Park and Recreation. Taylor, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Taylor, you have one of the most spectacular teams in Onslow County.
Yes.
Right? You all do everything, are everywhere, and it is now time for Senior Games.
Yeah.
Tell us about Senior Games. We're going to talk about who's eligible, some of the categories, who some of your partners are. So first things first, when does Senior Games kick off for 2025?
Yeah, so our Senior Games kickoff, registration's already started.
Okay.
But our kickoff event will be March 15th at Onslow Pines Park from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m.
All right.
It's really just a great opportunity for people to come out, play the games that they maybe haven't played in a little while, kind of, dust the dirt off and get back into the swing of things. But it's also a great time for registration assistance. There are some people who don't have emails, so they can't do it online. So this is a great time to come out and do it in person, have someone walk you through it if you need to. So it's a really great opportunity to kind of get back in there.
And when we talk about Senior Games, who is officially eligible? How old?
Yeah.
How young can you be to join?
You can be as young as 50.
Okay.
So 50 and up, you can join our Senior Games. And we've got people who are 50. We've got people who are in their 90s. So we service a wide range of people.
And what sort of categories? What are we looking at? I mean, we think about the Olympics, right? So what are we looking at for Senior Games?
Yeah, we definitely have some sports that you might see in the Olympics. We've got our swimming. We've got some throws that are thrown in there. We've got some running, but we also have some that are a bit more unique to Senior Games. We've got billiards. We have pickleball, which is huge in the community. We even have cornhole. So we have a wide variety of sports that we offer, and we also offer silver arts. So that's for people who might not be as athletically inclined, like myself. And there's painting, there's fiber arts if you wanted to work with knitting or crochet, and there's performing arts if you wanted to sing or do a monologue. So we really welcome any and all talents.
And what a great way to celebrate our senior community too is, for those of us, as you said, who were athletes and don't want to let that go and get in there and do, but also to explore new ways of creativity. Yes. Is there a registration fee? If I need to register, if I'd like to register for Senior Games, what does that involve?
So for Onslow County residents, it's an $8 registration fee. Okay. And even though we are Onslow County Senior Games, we are open to surrounding counties as well.
Okay.
There's a bit of a different price for that. It is a $15 registration fee, but if you live in New Hanover County, still feel free to come on out. We'll support you so that you can just come out and register either way, even if you're not an Onslow County participant.
And then at the end of all of this, there's this a fun like award ceremony. I mean, there's a lot of pomp and circumstance as well.
There really is. So our opening ceremonies is in April, and that is, I mean, big pomp and circumstance. We've got a flame that we light, we have ceremonies, we kick it off with a fun walk. It's a great time. And at the end, we kind of wrap it up with a ceremony, and we do our closing ceremonies. That's when we'll have all of our art on display, so you can come out and see it. We'll have food out there, everyone can come out and eat, and that's when, if you're interested in the performing arts, you would perform for everyone as well.
It's just a wide range of interest for a growing segment of our community population, and you all are providing such a great resource. Taylor, for folks who want to know more, who want to participate, let's give them your main contact number and direct them to your online resources or social media.
Yeah, so we actually partner with a couple of different organizations during this as well, so they can contact us at 910-347-5332, or they can contact the Onslow County Senior Services. They're a partner. They can contact Swansboro Parks and Recreation. They're a partner. Same with the City of Jacksonville. They're adult services. So we've got a lot of different contacts around. They can reach out to any of those organizations as well as our phone number. They can find us on Facebook at Onslow County Parks and Recreation, and we are constantly posting updates on there.
Absolutely, you all are great.
So they can come and reach out anytime.
Well, Taylor, thank you for all that you do for us. We are excited about this year's Senior Games, and thanks for taking the time to share this story with us.
Of course, we're so excited.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us is Jeffrey Brown, Deputy Director at Onslow County Department of Social Services. Jeffrey, thanks for coming back.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
We had a lovely visit out at the bike park some months ago, and you've come back to talk with us about a really wonderful community initiative called One Church, One Family.
Yes, ma'am.
Talk to us a little bit about the origins, and then we'll talk about how churches can become involved. What is sort of the spirit that's caused this to come about?
Well, we know we have a very strong faith-based community here in Onslow County who want to be active, who want to be engaged, but they're not always exactly sure how to go about using the resources they have to help those who need the help. So we're trying to get this program off the ground where the name says it all. We're looking for churches who want to take on one of our families, one of our adults, and make them part of their family. We want folks who can come pick up an older person and take them to their doctor's appointment, take them to the grocery store, take them wherever they need to go, take them to church with them, and have them be a part of the family. As we all know, my grandmother used to always tell me, in your friend circle, you need to have somebody from every decade, somebody in their 90s, somebody from their 80s, 70s, and on down the line, so that you can become well-rounded and you can know the needs of each of those decades of people in your lives. And I think this is a way for families to become, young families to become involved with older people, for older people to become involved with young children who may no longer be in their lives, but it really helps connect and create that sense of family and community. So we're just looking for folks who want to step up, and while they may not have the capacity right now to become a foster parent or a respite parent or have somebody become a guardian of an adult, they can certainly take the time with their family to have this person be part of their lives. As you and I have talked about on several occasions, one of the worst things that happens with our older adults is that they get cut off. They become literally by themselves in their home, and they don't have the connections that we think they should have. So they become very lonely, and that loneliness can lead to bad outcomes for everybody. So we're just looking for somebody to go knock on their door, bring them some food, take them to church, and make them part of the community again.
This is really, Jeffrey, when we talk about this, and you mentioned that this is something that was instilled in you by your grandmother,
right?
Is this sort of old-fashioned sense of a community,
yes, ma'am.
Right? That we lived in these smaller pockets of place where everyone knew everyone.
Right.
our community is very different.
Yes, ma'am.
It's rapidly growing. It's oftentimes transient. And as you say, it's multiple generations, but that aren't always connected in the same way that they might have been. Before, it might have been a literal family connection, right?
Mm-hmm.
2 or 3, even 4 generations in one little area.
Right.
And we don't see that in the same way. So now we're going to create family. We're going to build family in a new way.
Because we're all looking for that sense of family, no matter who we are.
No matter who we are, that connection. And, you know, I might imagine if you were a young military family, you're here from wherever, United States, and you're detached from your grandparents.
Right.
Here's an opportunity to create a grandma.
Right. To have your kids be involved with someone, take on that role for them, because it's important for the kids too.
Well, and then that's what I was going to ask. How, you know, you said that was something that your grandmother told you. How important is that sharing of knowledge?
It's vital to become a well-rounded person, because I always grew up thinking that everybody I was with, no matter who they were my age. Because that's just, you know, you just think of people who you're with being the same age as you. You don't, and until you take the time to really talk with folks and know what their needs are at different stages of life, you can become a little too self-absorbed. And this is an opportunity to really grow for everybody involved in the situation.
Well, I think, you know, on a personal note, the first person my mother calls when she's having a tech issue is my daughter.
Yep.
So this
Gotta have an 8-year-old to fix your computer.
Right. So think about that too. The television, the phone, you know, hook you up on the internet, and there's again that exchange. All the wisdom that older generation can impart. There's a trade there of information.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, if churches do want to be involved, if you know, and whether it is one of our small, sort of more rural country churches, right up to our really big community gathering places of worship, how can they become more involved with what you all are offering?
We're looking for churches who want to become involved with people in their own communities. We're not looking for people to go from one side of Onslow to the other. We're going to hook them up with people who live in their community, whether that's a young family that needs some help or an older person who needs some help. And our program coordinator for this project is Kaja Williams. And anybody who would like some more information on this or get involved can call Kaja at 910-389-1347, and she can hook them up and get them some training, have folks go out to the church and give them some more information on Wednesday night dinner, whatever it takes. We just want to get folks involved.
Well, you know, I think about, again, how our churches have kind of changed through time, and this is really something that places of worship, faith communities in Onslow County have done. It's just changed through time, and now here's an opportunity to return to that original sort of being the hands and feet, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And being there in the community. You already have some churches involved. Tell us a little bit about those relationships.
We have a few churches that have piloted this with us, and there's been some great experiences. Like every new program, there's some stumbling blocks, but we're working through those, and we want to be able to coordinate this with the churches and be a helping hand to them, to be the helping hand to the community.
That is fantastic. One church, one family, one Onslow community.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, Jeffrey, again, we are so grateful to your team there at DSS for what it's doing and recognizing the need and helping build a solution for this. Anything else you'd share about the reward that this will have for, whether it's a church member or the congregation at large?
I think anytime that we can help each other out as a community and help each other grow and learn, it's going to be the reward that we all so desperately seek. It's more than just about the monetary. While the monetary is important and we can always use some money, it's more about that personal touch that we're looking for.
Well, thank you, Jeffrey Brown, for being here. We appreciate you sharing this story with us.
Thank you very much.
Welcome back to Onslow County Today, and joining us, Tori Parks for Onslow County Public Library. Tori, spring has sprung.
Spring is here.
And you all always do such wonderful, sweet things. You know, we've had summer reading, and we had fall fun, and all the, you know, keep us reading over the winter, helped us with our new devices that we got for the holidays. But springtime is a different feel at the libraries, and you all are doing some really terrific things. We want to start with something I think we all will appreciate and need in our lives. It's a little serenity.
Yes, so let's talk about some relaxation. So at our main library, we have a new thing called Serene Saturdays. We had done this in the past previously, but this time we are actually having different guests each month. So the one that I want to talk about today is our one that is happening in March, and that is going to be featuring David Key, who specializes in sound therapy. So it's sound immersion and just relaxation of the body and the mind, and he has his fantastic like sound bowls and things like that to really immerse you, to get you relaxed.
Oh, you know, you would think that sound would be disruptive, right? We think about all the white noise around us, but we've all come to learn that there's not just white noise that is static.
Yes.
But it's pink noise and green noise and those sounds that really do calm the different parts of our brain. And by calming that, we calm the rest of our body. Anxiety sort of lifts with the sound.
We can just be completely immersed into the sound and not worry about all of the other things that are happening around us.
What a great thing to be offering. We think about libraries as quiet. They're places of serenity for a lot of us anyway, but you're layering in.
Yes.
This is fantastic. So we've got our Serenity event, Serene Saturdays.
We do, yes.
And then what else is going on?
So then in Richlands, so our Serene Saturday is at the main library. Our next event that we're going to talk about is our concert that we're having, which is actually sponsored by the Richlands Friends of the Library.
Okay.
So they are going to be sponsoring a community concert featuring the band Biscuits and Gravy.
All right.
So we get to look forward to that. That is going to be after their book sale. Their book sale is mid-March, and the concert is going to be at the end of March.
So sound, but a different kind of sound.
Yes.
To also lift our spirits.
Yes.
Biscuits and Gravy, I might imagine, might be bluegrass.
They do kind of a little bit of everything.
Okay.
As far as I could tell, you know, from their descriptions and things, they sound like they would be very relaxing to listen to, but also get you into the spirit.
All right. So we're Biscuits and Gravy.
Yes.
Good for the soul.
Yes.
All right. And then let's move on to Swansboro. And what's going on there?
So in Swansboro, we are actually having a program called Boats That Float, which I thought was a super cute title. But they are going to be offering a program that basically just explains how boats float, you know, how things go along and how they make everything work all together. So that's actually going to be featuring the North Carolina Beaufort Maritime Museum.
Okay.
So they will be there with us explaining how boats float.
How about the science of boats and displacement and boat construction? That is fantastic, and what a great partnership with our friends over there from Beaufort. And finally, we're going to move down to Sneads Ferry because one of our favorite friends is making an appearance.
Yes.
Who will be in Sneads Ferry?
So Sneads Ferry, we are welcoming back our favorite blue healer, which is Bluey.
Well, she's the best.
Yeah, and you know, I actually just recently learned that she's a girl.
Oh, surprise.
Surprise.
But she is a delight.
She is. We love her. She is going to be coming. We're going to have fun with Bluey down at Sneads Ferry, so we are very excited to have her come, and I'm sure that there will be plenty of activities and crafts and dance-alongs and music and just so much fun to be had with Bluey.
Well, you know, it sounds to me like the library is the happy place to be this spring.
It is.
Serenity and biscuits and gravy and floating on boats and dancing with Bluey.
Yes.
What a happy place to be.
That's where I would
All
be.
4 branches.
Yes.
Now, Tori, for folks who want to know more, who want to know how to either register or to make sure they can get their calendar set with these events, where's the best place to find this information?
So you can always find us on Facebook. We post almost daily. You can also find us on our Onslow County government webpage. Any type of registration is usually on Sign Up Genius. Swansboro, we do ask that you register over the phone or in person, but you can always find our newsletter in person as well as on our website. And then we also have monthly calendars as well. So if the newsletter is a little bit overwhelming, it is 20 pages. We understand we have a lot going on, but we do offer those monthly calendars, and those can also be found in every branch.
Fantastic. That is wonderful. I'm already feeling a little calmer just at the
Yes.
thought. Just
Feeling
at the
serene.
Well, Tori, thank you as always. And we will see you because next month we've got some big things to be talking about.
We do. We have a lot to talk about, Lisa.
See you then. A special thank you to all of our guests who have joined us for Onslow County today. And our thanks to you for joining us. It is springtime here in Onslow County, and it is a beautiful time to get out and explore your Onslow County today.